A recent discovery and confirmation from WeirdCo has just been made that confirms my previously held belief that blocker is the best keyword in the game. This discovery not only cements that as fact, but may very well shape the way the game is played going forward, and takes the power of blocker to levels no one really considered before, until now. This discovery was made by an eagle-eyed member of the Cyberpunk trading card game Discord, Arrogant Worm, shouts out, who made the following post in the Ask Game Design channel. According to the rules, when an attack is declared, the attacking player spends the unit they wish to make an attack with and chooses to target either a spent rival unit or the rival's gig area for the target of the attack. The attack phase ends when the target is declared and you move into the react phase of the combat, whereby the defending player can do any number of the following reactions, provided of course they can pay any required costs to do so. These actions include spending 1 eddy to call a legend, activate card effects or play cards from their hand with the quick keyword, and of course, spend a unit with the blocker keyword to redirect the incoming attack to it instead. And now in all 150 to 160 or so games I've played so far, everyone would play this the same way. They would spend a blocker to redirect the attack to it, and then let the attack play out from there. What this user noticed though, is that if you have multiple blocker units on the field, you can essentially redirect the attack from, let's say, your gig area to blocker A by spending it. You can then spend blocker B and redirect the already redirected attack a second time to blocker B instead of A. Now, I've never encountered or really thought much about chaining blocks in this manner, but the rules state that you can perform any number of these actions any number of times. So if you have multiple blockers on the board, you can play hot potato with the rival's attack and spend multiple blockers to keep redirecting it. WeirdCo has confirmed that this is intended, and that is indeed how it plans to be written out in the comprehensive rules when the game is officially released. Now, the big question here is, why is chaining blocks such a huge discovery that will likely change the way people play and think about strategy and deck building? It's because you can get multiple blocker abilities to activate from a single attack. Normally, yes, it might not be the very best idea to lower your defenses so much and spending all of your blockers for just one attack, but there are many use cases for this blockchain strategy. An amazing first example is the card Augmented Negotiators. In this scenario, my rival has 1 unit to attack with, and I have 2 copies of Augmented Negotiators in play. In the old way, he'd attack, I'd spend one of these blockers to divert the attack, and my negotiators would be defeated, and my rival would have to discard a card, leaving me with 1 negotiators left on the board unspent, and him with 1 unit on the board spent. Now let's replay the scenario with the blockchain strat instead. Now, when he attacks, I redirect the attack not once, but twice. The end result is the same. He has a spent attacking unit, and I have a defeated Augmented Negotiators. However, this time, I have spent 2 blockers for this one attack, meaning now I force my rival to discard 2 cards instead of just 1. There are many other blocker units in the game that have useful abilities that activate when their blocker keyword is activated, and remember, they don't have to block the attack. The blocker keyword abilities activate when they redirect the attack to them, so they don't have to take the attack damage in order for their ability to go off. Simply spending them and redirecting them activates that ability, and there are so many with good abilities now that the possibilities are endless for coming up with crazy combos that you can do. I plan to test this out in a hot potato deck, as I call it, in the future to see how viable a strategy this truly can be. You can build a deck fielding a lot of these cheap blocker units with useful abilities, and chain the blocks to get a large amount of value out of these combats. This also greatly improves the strength of the Goro Takamura Vengeful Bodyguard legend that allows you to cycle cards each time a blocker is used, meaning now you can get multiple cards drawn and discarded on top of the blocker effects you'd proc when chaining these blocks. You can even try to use late game cards like Sol Bright to buff these weaker blockers' attacks, so you can swing with them during your turn, and then ready them after your turn ends so they're set up for their block chaining during your rival's next turn. There are many interesting possibilities with this strat, and I'm very excited about testing it out. I'll work on crafting the hot potato deck soon, and I plan to feature it in a live gameplay video a little bit down the road. I want to give another quick shout out to Arrogant Worm for making this discovery that many folks have overlooked, and to WeirdCo Richard for confirming this game-changing strategy that will surely add another interesting layer of depth to this game. What do you think of the blocker keyword and this revelation? Do you think this takes blocker to a whole new level like I do? Have you already been using this strat? Personally, I've not seen anyone use this or even think about this being a possibility, so I'm very curious to hear from anyone who has about how good this blockchain strat has been in practice. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.